Welcome back to the morning show here on Arise News. Our correspondents in Russia, I think we're going to talk to a guest right now. So just give us 1 second and we will be right back.
Balogun, you are here with us. We were actually going to take it to Russia, but we have decided to come to you.
Yes.
How are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you.
Fantastic. So you are the co-founder of Rent Small,
Yes,
and you're also the CEO.
Yes, I am.
So tell us exactly what Rent Small is doing in the property market for Nigerians and how you're making it easier for tenants looking for accommodation.
So Rent Small, it's a new model that we've created using technology to change the rental market in Nigeria right now. We want to improve the rental experience for tenants, and also the vacancy rate in Nigeria right now is very high, and so we want to reduce that as well. So, and we believe like technology is the way. Right now, a lot of young people, the market is really, has so much young people looking for properties. We know that the young people, they are technology, they are very savvy with technology. So we're thinking, okay, how can we help people to find what they want faster, and how convenient can it be for them? So that's why we're doing this. And for me, my own personal experience when I moved back to Nigeria in 2015, trying to get a house and how difficult it was. I haven't traveled, around the world and saw, how rental experience was outside of the country. That was how, when I thought, okay, I want to do something, in this space, and that's why we're doing what we're doing right now.
Okay, so you've created this platform, and the idea is to have renters pay their rent monthly, correct?
Yes.
And so tell us a little bit about this.
Okay, the monthly, right now in Nigeria, if you want to rent a property, you're expected to pay a year upfront, and in many places, 2 years upfront. I mean, think of it, that it's not done anywhere else around the world. And we have this saying that, oh, Nigeria is different. I really don't, I don't subscribe to that Nigeria is different. We have ways of doing things in Nigeria. No, if it's about helping people to live right, to live conveniently, to live comfortably, then we have to look at ways to do that. And one of the ways to do that in the rental space is, if people earn monthly, why should they be paying their rent yearly? If people, and for me, one of the factors that's really driven me is productivity is very important for me. Right now in Nigeria, if you pay your rent upfront, anybody can put money together to pay their first year rent. But after their first year rent, then a lot of people start looking, they don't even think of the next year rent until when it's due. So that is why default rate is high in Nigeria. And a lot of landlords, they are struggling. 71% default rate in Lagos right now.
So great you're talking about this. So how do you plan on decreasing that number?
Okay, how we plan to reduce the default rate is by the flexibility payment. By landlord, the advantage of people paying monthly is that we can easily, there's the convenience. That's the number one thing. As you're earning, you're paying your salary. I mean, as you're earning your salary, you're paying your rent. But also, when a tenant is a tenant that can default, we know faster than if you had just tried to find money everywhere to pay for the first year rent. And another thing we're introducing is rent insurance. So that's if a tenant defaults for maybe they haven't received their salary in the first month, the insurance kicks in to kind of complement that. Why would they wait for their salary to come in? So that's one way we've done that. So the platform is so seamless in the approach and in the process. You find something and you make the payment on the platform as well. So it's from finding to payment, everything happens on the platform. So that's the convenience, and the affordability also is another very important thing, because if you pay up front, it takes so much from you. And a lot of people have to even take loan to pay that upfront payment. But with Rent Small, you don't need to incur that burden. By paying monthly, you know what area of the city. You might even you can move closer to your workplace, which will help your productivity. And that is very important for Nigeria economy. The economy is driven by young people right now. We have to look at ways to engage more. I mean, look at around the world, housing is very important. If you're gonna grow your economy, if you're gonna get your people to be at their best, you have to look at the housing for them. And housing is not just about people owning homes. Yeah, we want people to own homes, but the first entrance into the housing market is the rental market.
Right.
You know, and that's why about 54% of Nigerians are renting properties.
Yeah, you sound so passionate about this, and you can tell that you actually genuinely want to help the younger tenants.
And you've been in this business for so long, correct? I mean, you lived in the United States, you also lived in Thailand, so you have this whole experience of the rental market.
Yeah, I started my first real estate company in Thailand and expanded into the US, and it's the rental market that I started, management and rentals. And when I moved to Nigeria in 2015, you know, I was coming to do bigger things, and the big thing for me was development, because I like architecture, I like interior design, and I want to build high-rises and all that. But when I saw the experience of trying to rent a property, I was just like, I have to start from here. This is because young people, I mean, we shouldn't be putting ourselves in this spot or where, you know, we can. Yeah.
And you also have the incentive for homeowners as well, correct?
Yes, yes. For homeowners, the insurance is the first thing, because the number one reason why homeowner wouldn't want to give their property to you flexibly in the first place is because they're kind of scared if you default, right? So with the insurance.
Sorry, what rate is the insurance at? Like how much?
No, we pay the premium.
You pay the
don't
premium.
even. So one of the things we've actually done with Rent Small, there's agency fee and legal fee, which actually, with the upfront payment, which again adds up and makes the rent, you know, cumbersome for tenants, right?
Some people charge 20%.
Yes, they do. 10 agency, 10 legal fee, 20% on that. So Rent Small, we've knocked that out of the window. We don't do agency, we don't do legal. And one of the things we've also done is, instead of when you go to a restaurant, when you buy food, they don't like give you 5% agency, 5% legal. I mean, with almost everything in life, you don't get agency legal. So why are we bringing that to? So with Rent Small, what we've done is that when you go on our platform, all the fees are added. Like you see, it's like going to a shop to shop for clothes, right? You just see so it's just one, and you can, basically, it's a one figure, basically. It's not like a agency, legal, service fee. No, we've put all of that together, make it seamless for people to know, okay, this is within what I can pay monthly, this is within what I can pay quarterly, biannually.
Yeah. So for tenants, young tenants especially, what would you say some of the benefits really are for paying small, so paying monthly as opposed to yearly? Because obviously the first lump sum is it's a headache. Let's not lie, it's a headache in Lagos trying to pay your rent up front. But what would you say financially is a good benefit, value add for these young people who are renting monthly?
I'll tell you, I mean, when you're paying monthly, it puts you on your toes better. You know what you're earning and what you can afford to, you know. I think a lot of young people, and we in Nigeria, we like to live large. That's the truth, you know. And with upfront payments, people go the length to put the money together. They take loan, but with monthly, you know, that's, you don't have to go all the way. You don't have to take something that you don't have with monthly. So that puts you on your toes that, okay, I know what I'm earning. Before I go clubbing or before I spend my money on other things, I know I have to pay my rent first. Because if I don't pay for the next month, they're going to kick me out. Do you understand what I mean? That's one. Secondly, productivity. I say this a lot. You know, by people paying monthly or flexibly, it helps their productivity also, because if you're on your toes, you need to work harder. You want to get promotion at work so that you'll be able to earn more and then able to live the life that you actually want, not that getting loans or to pay for the upfront payment. So that's another thing. I think if I could, I think that's about it.
So what kind of traction do you have so far since you started this Rent Small?
We're gaining traction every day. Every day we're gaining traction. When we started talking to landlord at first, I mean, it was a bit challenging because everybody was just saying, oh, why should I prefer to collect my rent upfront? But right now, we're helping them to see the impact, even not just on there. For example, if you're paying upfront with the traditional agents, once they've collected their own agency fee and paid the landlord, they don't really step in again to see how the property is being maintained. So, for example, when the property I was living in, Lekki Phase 1, the side of the roof came out. you know, and for 3 months I was calling the agent to get him to tell the landlord to put it up. And the guy wasn't doing anything. When it rains, the rain comes, because it's the side, right? The rain actually, if it's raining in that direction, until I actually find a way to reach out to the landlord. But with monthly, if just because something has not been done in the property, then I want to get the landlord to do it as soon as possible. Right. So the landlord-tenant relationship is another divide that has been messed up for a long time. So we also, Rent Small Small, what we're doing is bridging that gap by making sure that we're helping tenants with whatever maintenance needs to be done in the property. And also we're helping landlord, because landlord, a lot of times, they don't even know that something is wrong with the property.
Yeah, right. Because a lot of tenants end up fixing these things.
Yes,
and also sometimes they end up even spoiling them. So sometimes it is actually better for the landlord to be in the know.
It is better because at the end of the day, if that thing is not fixed, and the tenant just, okay, I'm fine, I'll just manage it and live like this. At the end of the tenure of the tenant, and the tenant moves out of the property, the landlord will spend more money to fix that, rather than if it is now, if maybe when it rains, there's a part of the roof that is leaking, you know, and it's something that can be done now. Right. But if you wait forever, it will affect the entire ceiling, and then it becomes, you know,
And your competitors, who would you say Fiber, it has a similar model to you?
The difference between Rent Small Small and one of the major, what makes us unique is that we don't finance like the property. We don't pay upfront to landlord. We talk to landlord and appeal to them and get them to see the benefit of Rent Small Small and the impact of Rent Small Small. And then they buy into the model, and then, so we don't go and pay the landlord upfront. You know, as the money is coming, tenant is paying via our platform. Right. The percentage of the landlord, which is the chunk of the money, goes to them. We take little of that just to compensate for our service.
Yeah, so what is your percentage?
So we work on it. Yeah, sure. We work on a markup model. So our markup allows the landlord to earn a little bit more than they usually earn, because if we are telling them to, you know, collect monthly, then there has to be something that they get out of it, not the normal, you know. So, but what we earn at the end of the day is about 8% of the total.
Okay.
So, which is still lower than what's, you know, and we handle, with that 8%, we handle pretty much everything, the management, the legal, and, you know, the day-to-day, making sure that the tenants are living safe in the property and making sure that the property is also good, you know.
And your platform, so it's on a mobile device. Is it like an app, or is it?
Our app right now, we're rebuilding it because we want it to be. But we invested heavily in our website that we just launched, and it's for all Nigerians. So you go there, easy to use, it's user friendly. You can find what you want, and we're trying to get more properties on board on a daily basis. So it's user friendly. That's what I would say.
What is the website?
www.rentsmallsmall.com. So.
And how can people get in touch with you as well? Especially in perspective. Who would you say is your target audience?
Young professionals. Those are, but like again, the rental market it's inclusive, I would say, but because we know, and I appeal to developers as well, because the reason why I'm doing this is because now we're talking to developers. The reason why vacancy is also high in Nigeria or in Lagos is because people are building what we don't really need in the market right now. There are a lot of young people that are looking for studios and 1 bedroom. Right. And people are still building 5 bedroom, 4 bedroom. They're building duplex, and these properties are empty. Smart. You know, you drive around. So if people can start building studios and 1 bedroom, then they can recoup their investments, because at the end it's investment for them. But we're still stuck in like, when people ask you, what are you building? I'm building 5 bedroom, you know, I'm building 4 bedroom. But that is not really if it's investment, you want to make money. So build what people need right now.
Demand and supply.
Yeah, the demand and supply. So young professionals, I mean.
Did you have a screening process for
these young professionals? So
what is that?
right now, if you come on the platform and you find what you want, there's a verification process which we call eligibility assessment that we do on you. So once you've completed the form, we ask for where you work, your workplace, how much you're earning and all that. Because also we don't want people to, income to rent rate in Nigeria is high. You know, people pay up to 60% of their income on rent. which is not, it shouldn't be, right? So once we want to be able to know that you can afford it, so we ask for your bank statement, pay slip, and then proof of identification. And we've had to visit workplace to actually verify that people, we don't want to do that as much as, but just because we're still new, just to be sure that, because as much as we want to make this, we want to be in between the landlord and the tenant, we want to make sure everybody, it's a win-win for everybody. Right. The landlord are rest assured that these people, they are looking out for my interest. The tenant, we want them to be rest assured that we are looking out for their interest. So that's why we, so we do eligibility assessments on our tenants.
Fantastic. Well, it's been great talking to you. So your social media handle, if people want to get in touch and ask you questions.
rentsmallsmall.com on Facebook, on Instagram, or on all the social media platforms. And my name is Tunde Balogun, so if people want to contact me directly, they can search also. So.
Fabulous. Thanks so much for coming on the show. Well, it's time now for a short break here on The Morning Show. Don't go away, because we'll be right back.